Hello guys, welcome back to Clatable. Today we're going to start with a master plan which can help you score amazingly well in CLAT Logical Reasoning. In CLAT Logical Reasoning, the first thing you have to understand is that it's all based on practice and how well you have a grasp of concepts. So which is why for you to attempt both of the things, the first thing which you have to do is to know what is there in the syllabus, which is why I cannot emphasize on this enough. Please go through the previous year's questions and look at what are the type of questions which have been asked. When you're going through the previous year's questions, try to see if you can find out more of these trends or not. One thing which you will notice in CLAT 2025 paper is that they had asked you questions of analytical reasoning too. That means for us to master CLAT logical reasoning, not only do we have to cover critical reasoning, but we also have to gain an in-depth practice of analytical reasoning too. For this, please make sure that the concepts of each of the questions which have been asked to you in CLAT so far are clear to you. The main topics, if I had to highlight the top 3 topics from which CLAT has asked questions again and again and hold the most hefty weightage in all of the CLAT question papers till 25 have been inferences, main idea, as well as strengthening weakening. These 3 chapters are something which are of utmost importance if you look at the previous year's questions. Thus, try to see whether the concepts of these as well as the other topics are clear to you or not. Refer to your institution, go to your teachers, try to see how they have solved the questions of these topics, but at the end of the day, try to make sure that the concepts are crystal clear to you. For these, one thing I would definitely recommend is that please stick to one source. Do not try to amplify your preparation to the point that you're reading from multiple sources and at the end of the day, you're confused. Please try to avoid that. Read daily, learn daily from editorials, and try to make sure that your reading speed is something which is better than average. For you to have a good reading speed, always read the editorials in a timed manner. Give yourself a particular time limit and try to see whether the editorials are something which are properly understood by you in that particular time span. Ask yourself questions to test whether you have actually understood the editorials or not. If in case you have not, please go back to the editorials, read it again in the same timed manner, and then come back and answer questions which you have posed before yourself. But please make sure that this is a step in the process which you are definitely not skipping. When you are practicing, please make sure that your practice sessions keep happening throughout the week. When you're practicing, please make sure that you're referring to your class worksheets, you're referring to the sectional tests, and you're giving mocks in each week. In a week, 2 mocks a week is something which is the bare minimum, and you have to mandatorily attempt one sectional of each topic in a week. When you're attempting a mock, after you're done with the mock, please make sure you're analyzing the mocks properly, going through the rationale which has been given in the answer key, and making sure that you have understood the rationale from your end before you attempt any other question or before you move on to another topic. As stated before, CLAT has always confined its topics to very few limited genres, and for you to know these genres, you can get access to websites like aeon.com or readword.org. All of these websites are free resources where you can just go and read multiple topics, and these websites have topics which are based under each individual topics like psychology, literature, biology, science, etc. Which is why log on to these websites, try to read the blogs there in a timed manner to make sure that your knowledge of the entire subject as a whole is increasing. Secondly, when we come to analytical reasoning, since this is something which CLAT had not asked all these while, make sure that it's something that you have definitely covered. In 2025, CLAT asked a question on seating arrangement. Yes, it definitely was wrong, but that opens the Pandora's box for us as to what else can they ask us of the same analytical reasoning subhead. In analytical reasoning, please refer to this book called M.K. Pandey's Analytical Reasoning and try to gain an in-depth practice of each of the sections which have been mentioned. If you follow all of these steps, please ensure that you are practicing them thoroughly. And in case you are done with all of them, I'm pretty sure that you will have a very successful CLAT 2026 examination, especially in the logical reasoning section. Let me know in case there are any doubts. Thank you so much.